Hello everyone, welcome to part 2 of this replay between FoV and Remind here on Twisted Meadows. Currently, Pandemian Brewmaster sitting at level 2 also gets a True Shot aura, so a very nice item, but he may decide to sell it, buying the Scroll of Healing. No, he looks like he's going to hold on to that True Shot aura in order to increase the damage of those archers and those dryads, which is a good call at this stage in the game, as there are so many gargoyles up in the air. And just constantly harassing above that tree line, that those dryads that range damage bonus will in fact be very, very effective. Ancient Protector, and now in comes a couple of Wisps. Wisp now trying to run back away. Gargoyles, however, trying to focus down, able to focus down one quick unit. And now Ancient Protector also throwing a couple of rocks at that Death Knight. We have a couple of slowed Gargoyles. The Gargoyle is taking some poison damage as well. So two of the Gargoyles are currently in the yellow. But FoV sitting on a fair number. I would say that's about 9 gargoyles just floating around. Yeah, that looks to be about 9 gargoyles, perhaps some more gargoyles still being produced. Yeah, off of this dual crypt. In fact, we are getting a slaughterhouse now and getting a lich. So second hero now going to be coming out from FoV. However, Death Knight now taking a little bit more damage, overcommitting just a little bit, but the Death Knight was sitting on 850 hit points, down to 488, able to survive. Gargoyles once again pulling away, flying back home as that Demon Hunter now trying to chase down that Death Knight. Death Knight a little bit faster, it appears, as that. And now in comes some Dryads. So Dryads now focusing down, able to get some slow poison off on that Death Knight. Death Knight now with that boost of speed running back home. Lich sitting at level 1 also buys an Orb of Corruption. So the Orb of Corruption will reduce the armor by 5 on any unit that it attacks, making it very, very easy for those gargoyles to really focus down a unit, as I believe it takes essentially an additional 20% damage or 10% damage. When you try to do all the math, I don't remember all the calculations. It's not as straightforward as some of the StarCraft math, as there's more percentage bases. Pandemian Brewmaster sitting at level 3, Demon Hunter sitting at level 3, Staff of Preservation, and a Staff of Teleportation on that Demon Hunter. So we'll be able to teleport all over the place. Pandemian Brewmaster also has a Staff of Teleportation as well. No, transferred. So the Demon Hunter only has one. In comes these Gargoyles. Gargoyles trying to take down this Tree of Life. One particular Gargoyle will be able to hide above that tree line. Gargoyles are upgraded 2-0, dealing 20 to 29 damage per shot. Couple of Wisps waiting by the trees, as those gargoyles perhaps just floating above this tree line and trying to see what exactly they can do. The Pandemian Brewmaster with that level 2 Breath of Fire will be able to focus down these fairly easily, and in come these gargoyles. Tree of Life trying to take it down. Oh, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire missing these units, and now now one of those gargoyles getting focused down. Another gargoyle may get taken down. No, was not focused down and was not taken out. Meanwhile, back over here we have the Lich and that Death Knight. Death Knight sitting at level 4. Lich sitting will be at level 2 after this engagement, with a single Obsidian statue trying to level up. Death Knight still has plenty of hit points, and as one single those gargoyles with that Breath of Fire and that Drunken Haze now trying to pull away, down to 68 hit points and 187. So significant damage on FoV. Now, since FoV does have so many gargoyles, he may decide to try to creep out these island expansions, and by creeping out those island expansions and at least having the Lich close by, and the Lich will in fact gain a lot of experience. Also research Stone Form, so in Stone Form these gargoyles are regenerating hit points rather quickly. Not quite as quickly as roaches while burrowed, but still very impressive nonetheless. Rock Golem now once again going to go ahead and engage, trying to get a couple boulders onto that Demon Hunter. Now the units are pulling away. Gargoyle or Ogre Warrior getting taken down, not even trying to attack, as that runs to its death. And now these gargoyles once again on the move, down to only about 7 gargoyles, so a half a dozen or so gargoyles once again joining in, but we have 2 gargoyles by FoV. So FoV going to continue to use those gargoyles, try to continue that harassment, not really seeing the unit mixture that I would really like to see, as Remind now going for some bears. So the ground army perhaps going to get taken down very, very quickly, as Remind now going for bears, perhaps just for rejuvenation. Dryads and bears against mass gargoyles will be interesting to see how it works, if those bears are able to get a couple key rejuvenation off on those dryads and then micro them very, very well. It will in fact work out well. FoV, however, has those obsidian statues to offer some healing, and those gargoyles are now still upgraded 2-0. I do not know if there's getting a 3. I do not see the level 3 research at this time, as those gargoyles now going to finish off the rest of these troll trappers and this last mud golem. Death Knight still sitting at level 4, Lich almost sitting at level 3. as the Pandemonium Brewmaster sitting at level 4 and the Demon Hunter sitting at level 4. Goblin Zeppelin now hired over here by this Goblin Laboratory, so we'll see how this is going to be used. Going to go ahead and perhaps try to do a drop on the gold mine. No players have taken an expansion just quite yet. Gargoyle is once again on the move, perhaps going to try to take down any Wisp Spitting over here. We are in fact at Tree of Eternity, now upgrading the movement speed, Nature's Blessing. One single Ancient of Wonders, very, very low on hit points, as those Obsidian statues and that Death Knight now going to go ahead and focus that down. One, also we have an Ancient Protector coming in to engage. However, we have Dryads quickly focusing down this gold mine now. Gargoyle is now coming in, Squirrel Town Portal being used, Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire, Staff of Preservation, and now everyone getting out of that fight in a hurry. FoV now down to 3340 in his gold mine and only has 2 or 3 acolytes, now training up some more in order to try to haunt that gold mine and try to get every single last piece of gold out of that mine. Remine still mining pretty effectively with 5 wisps in that entangled gold mine.
Forces are under attack.
Taking a look at the Ancient of Lore over here, so we have an Ancient of Lore producing bear, so dual Ancient of Lores just happen to be very, very far from each other, and a single Ancient of War, but that Ancient of War is not rooted. Tree of Life is in fact up and on the move as that Pandemonium Brewmaster and that Demon Hunter once again trying to engage. Ogre Warrior also taking some damage as well. Mana Burn quickly getting it taken down. Ring of Regeneration picked up by that Pandemonium Brewmaster, but most high level players would rather just have the 200 additional gold. So we'll see how that works out. Will Remine sell that Ring of Regeneration, or will he hold on to it and let that Pandemonium Brewmaster just regenerate much more quickly? I believe it's 2 per second, so yeah, it's 120 hit points per minute, which is pretty significant. Back over here, we have Abominations and Obsidian Statues, Death Knight sitting at level 4, Lich sitting at level 3, as they continue to fight. Both players just trying to macro up, just trying to get a decent army size. Are they trying to sit on some gold? No, Remine not sitting on gold. So FoV, however, just actually starting to sit on some gold. So he's going to try to sit on some gold and then just break into low upkeep after he ups those coffers. Sitting at 50 over 70 food right now, even after training an additional ghoul. Must have lost one in the field. Gargoyle is once again on the move, going to go ahead and get the additional 300 hit points on that Death Knight. So that Death Knight, a very strong tank now, sitting at 1275 hit points, will take a fair amount of damage. Lich, on the other hand, has less than half of the hit points of that Death Knight. Perhaps it should be transferred over, and that Lich will be much more powerful. Nice Abomination, or nice Death Coil on that Abomination, healing it 400 hit points. However, the Orb of Venom, coupled with those slow poisons, that damage over time will start to take its toll. Back over here, we had a Death Coil on a Gargoyle. I did not, just to try to heal it back up, and units continuing the fight. Lich with that Orb of Corruption getting plus 20 attack with a Claws of Attack plus 9 and a Claws of Attack plus 6. So that Lich really just almost nuking like a level 1 Stormbolt. Actually, no, not that's wrong. Up to 55 hit points. I was forgetting what hero I was talking about. So if it was a Death Knight, yeah, it'd be about 65 damage per shot. Tree of Eternity still producing more widths. Pandemonium Brewmaster really needs a boost of speed in order to be able to get into position, and Breath of Fire. Those gargoyles are weak to the Breath of Fire, as they do tend to clump up. Abomination now moving very quickly, even without Unholy Aura, and taking some of that Orb of Venom damage. So Orb of Venom damage, taking some damage over time. However, the Abomination's 1175 hit points will be able to fight back. Anyways, Boneyard now being put down by FoV. So FoV getting a Boneyard in order to counteract those bears. We'll see how that really works. A Druid of Claw down to 50 hit points. Down it goes. Level 5 on the Death Knight. So level 3 Death Coil now going to be part of the arsenal for that Death Knight. Able to nuke 300 damage or heal 600. Both very, very effective at this stage in the game. We have a single gargoyle now trying to pull, or 2 gargoyles trying to pull away, as we have more infighting and more engaging. Remine has in fact taken this natural expansion over here at the 10 o'clock position, so FoV is going to be in trouble. FoV really needs to do something about that one particular gold mine. He does in fact have 2 gargoyles, and he may be able to stop this gold mine, and by taking down the gold mine and stop any of that harvesting. Once again, those Death Knight now pulling away. Demon Hunter sitting at level 4, Lich sitting at level 3. No Frost Novas that I've seen from that Lich yet, but I know he's spending his mana somehow. We do in fact have a single Pandemonium Brewmaster keeping track of Remine's expansion over here. in order to be able to Breath of Fire any gargoyles. Those gargoyles now once again healing back up as these units pull away. So Demon Hunter unable to catch up to that Death Knight. Death Knight with that level 2 Unholy Aura and Boots of Speed able to essentially outrun that Demon Hunter. So Demon Hunter gonna go ahead and pull away as this fight continues. Back over here, it looks as though a gargoyle died to some creeps as there's gargoyles still healing back up. Stay tuned for part 3 of this replay between Remind and FoV here on Twisted Meadows.